So you've received your login details, okay? You've tapped that in, you've reset your password maybe, and now you're thinking, what do we do next? Now, the likelihood is that once you have popped your login details in, you've actually landed on the dashboard, okay? And what that basically is, the control panel, the back end of whatever software that you have purchased and now logged into. Now, it can be very daunting, intimidating, and a little bit of a letdown, because let's face it, quite often, especially if you are the individual who's been tasked with modifying the platform and you've been the first to break the seal, it doesn't look quite like it looked in the demo, where they have, obviously the company has zhushed it up like a show home, okay? So often when you go and look at these new builds, for example, you'll see, you know, where the coffee table is and the plants and, you know, where you can have a nice shoe rack. The thing is, when you get the keys to that home, it is bare, okay? It looks like a Jacob's cracker, and it's your job to actually now bring it together and make it a home. So the first thing that you can do, or one of the first things you can do, is just take your time and navigate. Generally speaking, you can't really break anything on these systems, right? Because you haven't uploaded any attendees, you haven't uploaded any content, any branding. So it's totally okay to just have a tinker about, press some buttons, right click, open a new browser, see what that looks like. Okay, so have a relaxed look around, because generally speaking, you can't break anything. The second thing you can do is go on. So if the platform hasn't provided you with an FAQ or a link to, you know, a help center, for example, go and access that help center. Have a look at the frequently asked questions, type in a keyword and look at what content comes up that may be able to give you some more context and help you start navigating the modification, customization process itself. And then the third thing you can do is quite a few platforms, you know, Remo, for example, and also platforms like InEvent, for example, they will have either open houses, I think that's what InEvent calls them, and Remo has a user community. And what that means is you can convene and talk to other people who are also using that platform, who may have built on the platform or been using it for their online events and meetings. Now, if you have any questions, let's say you're sitting there and you're thinking, right, this was a harder task than we thought it would be, drop me a DM, okay? Drop us an email at EventMind. We can guide you in the right direction, give you some support when it comes to modifying and customizing your virtual event platform. And of course, you can always go back to the platform, drop them an email, for example, and ask them to direct you to where the resources actually are. So I hope those are some helpful tips. I know what it's like, as I say, when you get your keys, so to speak, and it doesn't look quite like what you were expecting. It can be a little bit daunting.